Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my channel. So this is my second attempt to record this video because previous time there was something very wrong with the sound. Hopefully now everything is going to be okay. So we are continuing from our previous episode. So most of this code, actually this entire code is from our previous episode. And there I showed you how to write text to the screen on 40 pins LCD display using Verilog and Tang Nano 9K development board. So now we are going to upgrade this code in order to get some animation, or better to say simple animation. I just want that text that I had in previous episode to rotate clockwise around the screen center. Now I don't intend to explain everything from the beginning. I'm just going to give you a brief explanation about what this code does. So first we are declaring top variable and top module. Now we are passing clock from input clock, so main clock, to screen clock. This is, as I said, not the best idea, but it works. Now, in this next part, we are dealing with screen coordinates. So on every clock, we are going to deal with 1 pixel. And of course, my screen is 480 by 272. And this is entire screen because with LCD display, we are not dealing only with pixels, we are dealing with timing. And for that reason, we have this synchronization with horizontal synchronization and vertical synchronization. And in here, we are dealing with that text. And at the end, we are setting colors and we are assigning the rest of pins. All right. So I'm going to get in here. So what is new in this episode? Well, counter CST, you know. In this document, we are connecting our variables to actual pins, but this is completely new. Synloot.mem. Let me show you. In here we have 91 values from, this is hexadecimal values, so from 0 to 256. But what is the actual purpose of this document? We are going to load this document in top module in order for these values to be used. And what these values are for? As you know, with graphics, we are always dealing with trigonometry. And now with rotation, we are going to deal a lot with sinus and cosinus. But those calculations are very hard for FPGA. Therefore, it's much better idea to hard code those values. And as you know, we have like 360 degrees in one circle, but we have like 91 values in here because we are dealing only with quarter of those values. And what is the main purpose of that? As you know, with both sinus and cosinus, values are going from 0 to 1, and those values are repeated in between 0 and 90 degrees, in between 90 and 180, in between 180 and 270, and in between 270 and 360. That's a very simple concept. But now, why we don't have values like from 0 to 1, instead we have these values from 0 to 256, because this is much easier to calculate. You can imagine value 128 to be like 0.5 and 256 to be like 1. And by it we can do all of our calculations much easier. So if this part is clear, let's get back to top module. And I'm telling you once again, don't worry about this code. If you are unable to follow and if you want to check it, you are always going to find this code on my GitHub page. Link is going to be provided in the description of this video. And now let's start with rotation control. Alright, now what we have in here. With root div, we are actually measuring clocks. And in here we are checking 5 millions. Because this microcontroller uses 27 MHz clock. And 5 millions is close to 0.2 seconds. And as you're guessing in here, what I want to make a move of 1 degree per 0.2 seconds. Or 5 degrees per second. If you want some different kind of speed, you can tweak these values. Now let's deal with text parameters. In here we are setting our text in the middle of the screen. And now we are going to load this synloot memory. Now, just to answer one question, we are dealing with sinus, but we are not importing cosinus. That is because those two are connected direct. We don't have to hardcode all of those values. For example, sinus for 0 degree, it's 0. Sinus for 90 degree, it's 1. But cosinus for 90 degree, it's 0. And cosinus for 0 degree, it's 1. So by knowing one, we are easily going to calculate another. Okay, what I have in here, with function read mem h, we are providing two arguments. We are providing a path to this memory document, and we are providing variable that is going to store those values. As you can see, this variable sin mem is going to store 91 value, 16 bits each. And this function read mem h reads it, and so why it's named like this? Because it reads memory hexadecimal values. This h at the end means hexadecimal. Now let's connect other variables. Well, in this step we are getting a value for sinus for present pixel. Now I'm going to copy all of this and we are going to calculate cosinus right now. And finally we have values both for sinus and cosinus for present pixel. Now in this step, I'm going to calculate present pixel position in regards of rotation. And now we are going to do rounding. So the one word before it, why we are doing rounding? Because in our calculation we are not going to be quite precise. We are always going to have some value behind decimal point. And we want to round that value to the next integer. In order to achieve that, we are going to add 178 to our calculation. And why is that? Because with our sinus and cosinus values, from sinelut.mem, we said that 1 is represented as 256, therefore 0,5 is represented as 128. And don't worry, you are going to understand everything in a moment. And keep in mind that we are providing this SD. That means that we are dealing with sine numbers, decimal values, of course 32 bits. And I think that's it. Let me check. No, we need one part more. I forgot about text area. We have to set text area, so with wire inside text we need this variable in order to determine whether pixel is inside of text or not. So with this line we are actually getting whether present pixel is present within the text. Now we are doing scaling. Now our code is ready to call function font lookup. I'm going to save all of this and let me check. Maybe I have some typo. No. I'm going to build this code and I'm going to upload it. Just first I'm going to connect my development board. All right. And as I promised, everything works quite well. So guys, that's all for this episode. I hope that you learned something new and interesting. So please like, subscribe. See ya!